Let's begin with a general question. What's your opinion about learning a new language? Do you find it more difficult or exciting? Why?
I think it's a mix of both. Learning a new language can be very exciting because it opens your mind to new cultures, new people, and new ways of thinking. You get to understand music, movies, and even jokes in a different language. But at the same time, it's difficult. For me, memorizing vocabulary and using correct grammar takes time. I also sometimes feel shy when I speak and make mistakes. But overall, I enjoy it because it gives me a chance to grow.
That's a very thoughtful answer. What do you think makes a language difficult to learn?
I think it depends on how different the language is from your first language. For example, if you speak Arabic and you try to learn Spanish, it might be easier than learning Japanese or Chinese. The writing system, pronunciation, grammar, and even the sounds can make a language more difficult. Also, some languages have tones like Chinese, and if you say a word in the wrong tone, it means something completely different. That's hard.
Very true. So do you personally prefer British English or American English?
I prefer American English, mostly because I'm more exposed to it. I watch American movies, listen to American music, and follow a lot of YouTubers from the US. So, I'm used to words like elevator instead of lift or truck instead of lorry. But I still like British English. It sounds more formal or classy. I think it's good to understand both since English is spoken all over the world in different ways.
That's a smart approach. Now, let's talk a little about how people used to communicate in the past. How has communication changed over time?
Communication has changed a lot. In the past, people wrote letters, which could take days or even weeks to reach someone. They had to be patient. Now, we can send a message or call someone in seconds, even if they live in another country. Social media has also changed the way we communicate. It's faster, but sometimes less personal. I think communication is more convenient now, but also a little less emotional.
Very interesting point. Can you think of a time when you had to communicate without using words?
Yes. When I was traveling with my family, we were in a market where nobody spoke English or Arabic. I got separated from my parents for a moment. I was really scared, so I used hand gestures to ask a shopkeeper for help. I pointed at my phone and showed a picture of my parents. He smiled and helped me find them. That experience taught me that body language can be very powerful.
That's a perfect example. Speaking of that, what are some ways we communicate without speaking?
We use facial expressions, body movements, and gestures. For example, a smile means you're friendly, and crossing your arms might show that you're angry or nervous. Eye contact is also important. It can show confidence or interest. People also communicate through signs, art, even music. And in emergencies, pictures or symbols can give very clear messages.
Wonderful. Let's move to a different aspect of communication. What do you know about sign languages?
Sign languages are amazing. They are complete languages that use hand signs, facial expressions, and body movement. They're used by people who are deaf or hard of hearing. I think more people should learn some basic signs like thank you, hello, or help. It would make society more inclusive. It also shows respect and helps in emergencies.
I completely agree. Now, why do you think people feel nervous when speaking a foreign language?
I think people are afraid of making mistakes. They don't want to sound silly or be misunderstood. Some people are also shy, especially when speaking to native speakers. They worry about pronunciation or using the wrong grammar. But I believe that making mistakes is part of learning. We should see it as a good thing. It means we're trying.
That's a great attitude. Can you give me some examples of homophones in English and why they can be confusing?
Sure. Homophones are words that sound the same but have different meanings and spellings. For example, to, and to, or right and right. They are confusing because if you hear them, you can't tell which one someone means unless you understand the context. In writing, it's easy to make mistakes with them, especially if you're just starting to learn English.
Excellent. Now let's look at the bigger picture. Why is it important to protect minority languages?
Because languages are not just for communication. They are part of people's identity and history. When a language dies, we lose stories, songs, and traditions that might never be translated. It also means that a group of people loses a part of who they are. Teaching children these languages, using them in schools or media, can help keep them alive.
Nicely said. What do you think the world would be like if everyone spoke the same language?
It would be easier in many ways. Less confusion, maybe even fewer conflicts. But it would also be boring. Languages show different ways of thinking. If we all spoke the same language, we might lose creativity, cultural traditions, and beautiful differences. I think the world is more colorful because of all the languages.
Very philosophical. Let's switch topics a bit. What do you know about biodiversity and why is it important?
Biodiversity means having many different plants, animals, and insects in one place. It's important because everything in nature is connected. Bees pollinate flowers, which helps grow food. Birds eat insects, and so on. If we lose one species, it can affect everything. Also, many medicines come from plants, so protecting biodiversity helps us survive too.
Fantastic explanation. What's your favorite kind of weather and how does it affect your mood?
I love cool and sunny weather. Not too hot, not too cold. When the sun is shining and there's a breeze, I feel full of energy. I want to go outside, take a walk, and enjoy the day. Rainy days make me feel lazy, and when it's too hot, I get tired quickly.
That's relatable. Last few questions now. How do people survive in extreme environments like deserts or the Arctic?
In deserts, people wear light-colored clothes that cover their skin to protect from the sun. Their homes are built to stay cool inside. They drink a lot of water and rest during the hottest hours. In the Arctic, people wear thick clothes, eat high-energy food, and build homes that keep the heat in. It's amazing how people adapt depending on where they live.
It really is. One final question. Do you think humans can adapt to climate change?
Yes, I believe we can. But we also need to act quickly. People can build homes that resist floods, use solar energy, and drive electric cars. We also need to reduce pollution and plant trees. Education is key. If we all work together, we can slow down climate change and adapt to the new conditions.
Ali, that was an outstanding discussion. You expressed your ideas clearly, supported them with examples, and showed great critical thinking. I'm proud of your progress.
Thank you so much, Mr. Jones. I really enjoyed this conversation. It helped me think about many things.